Jai Shri Ram. I am going to attempt a summary of Uttara Gita. Uttara Gita is one of the 5 Gitas delivered by Sri Krishna, and this is a translation by Dr. Minati Kar, who is a professor of Sanskrit in Vishwa Bharati, Shantiniketan. Okay. Now, the Uttara Gita, okay, I will just give you the sar. Please remember, in this Uttara Gita, Krishna says in page number 41, I am just reading out that shloka. That shloka I have already talked about this in the 3rd chapter, page number 41. Ananta Shastram Bahuvedittavyam Alpascha Kalam Bahavascha Vignaha Yat Sarabhutam Tadupasitavyam Hamso Yada Kshiramivambu Mishram. So Krishna says the Shastras are endless and there is so much to be known, but time is very limited. Ananta Shastram Bahuvedittavyam Alpascha Kalam Bahavascha Vigna. There are too many obstacles. Therefore, take the essence like a spiritual swan. The swan is believed to have the ability to separate milk and water. It will take the milk, which means in this world you will have lots of experiences, good and bad, all types. Take the good and keep moving forward. Become proactive completely. Don't waste your time complaining about anything. Don't be reactive. And Krishna is giving perhaps the greatest advice anybody could have ever given us. Don't waste your time reading too much. Shastra Vasana is dangerous. How many books I have read? I have so many books. Some people, claim that they have read so many thousands of books. That is to be completely avoided. Take the essence and keep moving. Ananta Shastram Bahuvedittavyam Alpascha Kalam Bahavascha Vigna Yat Sarabhutam Tad Upasitavyam Hamso Yadha, like a Hamsa, Kshiramivambu Mishram. So that is one shloka which is very important in the Uttara Gita. And then I marked here in page number 26, in the first chapter, the 57th shloka, Krishna says, Atyanta Malinam Deho Dehi Atyanta Nirmala. Atyanta Malino Deho Dehi Atyanta Nirmala Ubhayor Antaram Yatva Kasya Saucham Vidhiyate. Which means, see, the body is fundamentally impure. The body is exceedingly impure. That is a truth we all know, because the skin is the biggest organ of the body, and through the pores at a micro level, if you can observe, there will be a lot of things oozing. The body is filthy by nature. Atyanta malinam deho dehi atyanta nirmalaha ubhayor antaram nyatva kasya shaucham vidhiyate. And the dehi, that means the jivatma, is pure by nature. Dehi cha atyanta nirmalaha ubhayor antaram nyatva kasya shaucham vidhiyate. Once you know the difference between this body, which is exceedingly impure, and the jivatma, which is exceedingly pure, whose purity do you want to undertake? It's a rhetorical question. Any amount of purification is pointless because the body is fundamentally impure. And there is no need to purify the Atma because Atma is by nature pure. Which means, what does it mean? This is the essence of the Vedas. It means that every Jivatma, there is no caste system in Hinduism. Many rascals have foisted this caste system on us. Okay, and we have now come to accept it as a part of our reality. In Hinduism, there is no caste system. In Vedas, there is no discrimination as upper caste and lower caste. Varna simply means a temperament. Within a family, there could be 4 children of 4 different varnas, which means one child could be of a Brahmin varna, which means he might have the aptitude to study a lot, and then memorize it, remember it, and then he is in a position to teach also. That is the Brahmana Varna. So that child can become a teacher. Kshatriya Varna. There could be another child who is physically strong and who is brave also, and he can fight and defend people. Such people have the Kshatriya Varna. They can be soldiers, they can be generals, they can be administrators. And then the Vaishya Varna, they are good at business. And then and Vaishya Varna, they are also good at agriculture. And then the Shudra Varna, who have terrific stamina, who can do skilled work, which requires lot of stamina and physical strength. So this is called Varna. This is a classification based on labor. So there is no up and down anywhere. And what is Krishna saying? Krishna is saying that all bodies are fundamentally impure. Atyanta malino deho dehi cha atyanta nirmalaha ubhayor antaram nyatva kasya shaucham vidhiyate. That means whether it's a Brahmin body, Kshatriya body, Vaishya body, Shudra body, Dalit body, SC body, ST body, whosoever's body, it's all fundamentally impure. So any amount of purification, you can apply perfumes, you can use the greatest, the most perfumed soap, it is fundamentally impure. So any amount of purification, that doesn't mean that you should go around without having a bath and all that. External purity, internal purity, both are essential. And the Jivatma, Dehi cha atyanta nirmalaha. So whether it's an elephant, mosquito, dog, pig, whether it is an SC, ST, Brahmin, Kshatriya, whosoever, whether it is a Malecha subscribing to some weird desert cults, even that fellow is a Jivatma. And the Jivatma is fundamentally pure. So there is no need. Any amount of purification will not make the body pure. And the Jivatma is purity epitomized. So you don't need to purify that. The minute you realize that you are the Jivatma, you become a Jivan Mukta. That's what Krishna says. So I have told you two important slokas from Uttara Gita. Let me say. And then Hamsa Mantra. Now this is a very interesting sloka. I am going to read it out for you. See, Krishna is saying, first the sloka. Mukha Nasika Yor Madhye Pranaha Sancharate Sada Akashaha Pivate Pranaha Sajivaha Kena Jivati. Krishna says the vital breath, that is the prana, moves all the time between the mouth and the nasal cavity. When the sky drinks that vital breath, how does a jiva live? The claim is, see, this is called the mantra yoga. When the prana flows out through the nostril, the sound is hum. And when you inhale, it is so. Krishna says this is called mantra yoga and hamsa mantra, hamsa vidya, ajapa gayatri. Please remember this. This is mantra yoga, hamsa mantra, hamsa vidya, ajapa gayatri. When you inhale, the sound is so. When you exhale, the sound is hum. When the vital force flows out of the body, it is hum. When you inhale, so, hum. That means, I am he. That means, you are qualitatively the same as Krishna. Sachidananda Vigraha. And scholars say that about 21,600 times every human being is doing the Hamsa Mantra, Hamsa Vidya, Ajapa Gayatri or Mantra Yoga. Irrespective of the religion, every person is doing the Hamsa Mantra, chanting the Hamsa Mantra, Ajapa Gayatri. That is Soham, Soham. So when you inhale it is so, when you exhale it is hum. And there is an esoteric principle here. By the grace of the Guru, I believe the flow becomes opposite And when you inhale, it becomes so. When you inhale, it becomes hum. And when you exhale, it will become so. So, I don't understand this. This is known as mantra yoga. This rises from the Kundalini. So, when avidya ceases to exist, there is no jivahood, and the jiva becomes one with Brahman. So, hum. When you inhale, it is so. When you exhale, it is hum. $21,600 times. Every Hindu, Muslim, Christian, every human being is chanting the Ajapa Gayatri. Wonderful, isn't it? So you are already doing yajna. So do your work. Don't waste your time indulging in meaningless rituals. And in page number 41, I marked one more shloka where Krishna uses a very interesting phrase. Shastra Jalani. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says Moha Kalilam, in the mire of delusion. Yadhate Moha Kalilam. Once you get out of this mire of delusion, you will be saved. Buddhir Vyati Tarishyati. Then Moha Kalilam is the phrase that Krishna uses. Here in Uttara Gita, Krishna uses the phrase Shastra Jalani. That means the snares of the Shastras. A very derogatory term for the Shastras. Because Krishna recognizes in Kali Yuga there is hardly any time. So don't get trapped in study of so many Shastras. The Shlokam. Vigneyo Akshara Tanmatro Jivitam Chapi Chanchalam. Vihaya Shastra Jalani Yat Satyam Tadupasyatam. Know that your Jivatma is indestructible and this life is transient, evanescent. Abandon the snares of all Shastras and worship the truth. The truth is that Krishna is the Supreme, our everlasting companion, and you are qualitatively the same. So this is such a very interesting one. So Krishna also, one more shloka prior to this one, Krishna says that even if you are very keen to acquire a lot of knowledge, even if you live for 1,000 years, you will still not be able to reach the end of the Shastras. The shloka is, Idam jnanamidam jneyam yat sarvam jnatumichhati api varsha sahasrayuhu shastrantam na adhigacchati. Shastrantam na adhigacchati. You will not be able to see the end of the Shastras even if you were to live for 1,000 years. So that is why again the same shloka is being reinforced. Ananta Shastram Bahuveditavyam Malpascha Kalam Bhavascha Vignaha Yatsara Bhutam Tadupasitavyam Hamso Yada Kshiram Mishram. Wonderful. Next. Then Krishna says something very interesting. Just as a visually challenged person cannot see the risen sun, so also men who are devoid of Jnana Chakshu fail to see me. Sarvatra vastitam shantam na prapashyed janardanam Jnana Chakshur vihinatvat andaha surya mivoditam. And then another shloka, 3.9, third chapter, 9th shloka. Krishna is saying, wherever the mind of the wise man goes or travels, there he sees the highest reality. The conspicuous presence of the Supreme Brahman, that is Krishna, is observed in each and every direction and everywhere. So every place is a pilgrimage. Every person you see is actually Krishna. This shloka is very nice. Yatra yatra mano yati tatra tatra param padam. Yatra yatra mano yati tatra tatra param padam. Tatra tatra param brahma sarvatra samavasthitam. And once you realize that you are Sachidananda, then you will be freed. You will become a Jivan Mukta. See this shloka. Drishyante drishi rupani gaganam bhati nirmalam. Gaganam bhati nirmalam is a nice phrase. Gaganam bhati nirmalam means, translated as, he experiences everything through direct intuition. One look you will know. Gaganam bhati nirmalam. Experiences everything through direct intuition. Drishyante drishi rupani gaganam bhati nirmalam. Aham mityaksharam brahma. Paramam Vishnum avyayam. Drishyante drishi rupani. The world has no existence except name and form. The world has no real existence. That is why Einstein, I remember, said, reality is an illusion, albeit a very, very persistent one. Reality is an illusion. Everything is an illusion. That's Albert Einstein said that. Krishna said it thousands of years ago. Drishyante drishi rupani gaganam bhati nirmalam ahamittyaksharam brahma param vishnum avyayam. Drishyante drishi rupani. Make a note. Drishyante drishi rupani. Translated, it means the world has no existence except name and form. Nama rupal. Bhuta vastu anya shochitve. Bhuta vastu anya shochitve punarjanmana vidyate. Krishna is saying, if you develop the capacity not to mourn for the past objects, if you develop the capacity to not mourn for past objects, then you will be able to avoid punarjanma. There will be no rebirth. Bhuta vastun yashochitve. Bhuta vastun nya ashochitve. Bhuta vastun nya ashochitve punarjanma na vidyate. Okay, let's see. I'm going to read out some more interesting slokas which I have identified. So, and one more shloka which is very interesting. The shloka is Yogamruta rasam pitva. Yogamruta rasam pitva. Gitamruta rasam pitva. Yogamruta rasam pitva vayubhakshaha sada sukhi. Yamam abhyasate nityam samadhir mrutyunashakaha. The translation is, he who has a diet which is very light, and he who is constantly consuming the amruta of yoga and practices self-control and is steadfast in samadhi. Meditation means continuously working, absorbed in work. If you are absorbed in doing whatever you are doing, that is meditation. Okay. I am a GRE verbal teacher, so when I am teaching students, I am so absorbed that I forget everything. That is yoga. That is meditation. That is samadhi. Samadhi does not necessarily mean you have to sit in a particular place, close your eyes and start mumbling, muttering some chants. No. Even that is samadhi. But completely being absorbed and getting into a flow state. Flow state. It is an autotelic activity. Autotelic activity, it's a nice word. Autotelic means intrinsically happy. That means an activity that gives you so much joy and you get into a flow state and time seems to stand still. You have no idea of time and you are absorbed in that work. That is also samadhi. So, see that shloka is so interesting. Yogamruta rasam pitva. I like to use this phrase. Gitamruta rasam pitva. Gitamruta rasam pitva. Every day you must drink the nectar of Bhagavad Gita. If you study Gita every day, it is like taking a spiritual bath, mental bath. You are taking a physical bath. What about the spiritual bath? Every day at least 5 slokas please read. That is a spiritual bath. Make the mind as pure as the sky. Krishna says, Yogamrutarasam pitva Vayubhaksha sada sukhi. Vayubhaksha does not mean one who is eating air. It simply means one who has a very light diet. No heavy eating. Remember, after teenage, our body uses only 5% of the food that we put into it. Rest 95% is wasted. That is why some scientists said we are all dietetic sinners. I added, we are not just dietetic sinners, we are all gustatory sinners also. Gustatory sense means the sense of taste. We like to eat because we like the taste. On one hand, medically, so much food is not necessary. During the teenage, when the growth spurt happens, there's a lot of food that is necessary. But beyond that, we don't need. Only 5% of the food the body uses, but we are going on consuming a lot. Therefore, we humans have now become dietetic and gustatory sinners. Control your sense of taste. Actually, controlling this sense of taste is controlling the tongue is probably the toughest thing. Why? Because it has got two functions now: talking and eating. So this is Vayubhakshaha, partaking food which is good and easily digestible and light, sattvic food. Vayubhaksha does not mean who is consuming air. Okay. So what else? So let me just scan through because I've made a lot of notes here. Okay. So this is the Uttara Gita. Published by Ramakrishna Mission. Okay. Ramakrishna Mission, Institute of Culture, Gold Park, Kolkata. So you can get this anywhere, I think. You see? Okay. So this is the book. Small book. It will not take you more than half an hour to read it. And I have already given you the SAR. So that's it. Jai Shri Ram. We have finished summarizing the Uttara Gita. Jai Shri Ram.